in my little plane, made it to Denmark, and just had my visit from the immigration police, and now let's catch an Uber or taxi into Copenhagen. Let's get caught up. This is part 2 of my European flying adventure. Just a quick recap. Late last summer, I got to spend some time working in Germany. While I was there, I figured out a way that I could rent an airplane and do some flying myself. So in part 1, I flew from Berlin with a little hop over the Baltic Sea into Denmark and landed at an airport called Roskilde at about 11:30 in the morning. From there, it was about a 45-minute taxi ride into the city of Copenhagen. Unfortunately, due to a tight schedule, I was only able to spend one night, but I made the most of it, and I'll share some highlights here before getting up early the next day, heading back to the airport so I could have the plane back in Berlin by noon. Enjoy. One thing you notice right away is that Europeans love their bicycles. In Copenhagen, they take it a step further. They even have a separate roadway system with their own traffic signals for bicycle traffic. I downloaded a really cool app called Donkey Republic, which allowed me to rent bicycles for €35 per month, unlimited. Pick them up wherever you want, drop them off wherever you want. You can even just keep it held in reserve while you go in to grab a bite to eat. Come back out, the bicycle's still there. So I used it in Hamburg, Copenhagen, and almost daily while I was in Berlin. It's definitely worth checking out. And yes, I did gain weight while I was in Europe. My impression of Copenhagen is that it was built for bicycles and boats. It's completely cut up with canals and perfectly maintained bicycle paths. You also get a really interesting mix of really old buildings situated right next to ultra-modern architecture. The weather in Berlin had been really warm July, August, and September, so this cool, cloudy weather was a refreshing change of pace. Okay, children, calm down. It says canal tours. This isn't Amsterdam. I rode around for a couple of hours before finally settling on a spot to grab a beer. The Tipsy Mermaid is made of a couple of old North Sea fishing vessels that have been converted into a sort of brew pub. If you speak Danish and you like beer, I'll leave the pronunciation up to you. My Danish buddy Anders likes to give me crap about being Norwegian, claiming that all true Vikings come from Denmark. Based on this, he could be correct, but I think these guys actually just sailed down from Oslo. Skål til mine norske vikinger. To look around, you never would have known that we were in the middle of a global pandemic, and to be honest, I couldn't have been happier. Back to the airport. Time to fly.
Papa Oscar, we'd like to start climb up to flight level 750. Correction, flight level 75.
Okay, you're welcome to climb VFR.
Delta Papa Oscar. Delta Papa Oscar. Delta Papa Oscar, contact now, Langen information, and the frequency is 132.650. 132.650, Delta Papa Oscar, good day. Good day, sir. Langen info, Diamond Delta Echo Papa Papa Oscar.
Delta Echo Papa Papa Oscar, Langen information, hello.
Delta Echo Papa Papa Oscar, Diamond DA20, we're about 20 miles north of Rostock, headed to Strausberg from Roskilde, request traffic information.
Delta Echo Papa Papa Oscar, Squawk 7741.
7741, Delta Papa Oscar.
The flight back to Germany was great. Because I'd flown up there the day before, this flight felt really familiar and comfortable, unlike the day before when I still didn't know what to expect when I would, get handed off from German air traffic control to Denmark air traffic control, or what I might have to deal with when I landed with immigration and whatnot. I did do a lot of homework before my trip, so I knew that I wasn't going to make any big blunder in terms of what the rules were concerning, crossing the border in a small airplane. I made sure that I landed at an airport of entry. I had to file a VFR flight plan. That's a requirement. So everything went smoothly, but on the way back, it was all familiar. So I simply reversed my flight plan from the day before and filed it directly from ForeFlight and blasted off.
Login info, Delta Papa Oscar.
Delta Papa Oscar, go ahead.
Yeah, going to start a VFR descent down to 2000 with like a local QNH.
Delta Papa Oscar, QNH 1017.
1017, Delta Papa Oscar.
The hardest thing I think I did all day on that return trip was, gosh, it must have taken me 40 minutes to figure out how to work the fuel pumps, the self-serve fuel pumps in Roskilde, so I had enough gas to get home. The flight was basically non-eventful. Lots of great scenery. The weather was much better than the day before. None of that high overcast. So just a really enjoyable flight. It didn't really get interesting, you could say, until just past that little lake you see in the distance. I'll show you what happened. So take a look right over here and see if you can spot the traffic quicker than I could.
Warning, danger.
Langen info, Delta Papa Oscar.
Delta Papa Papa Oscar, clear for engine traffic.
Thank you. I'd like to change frequencies and switch over to Strausberg.
Delta Papa Papa Oscar, Roger, then Squawk 7000, change Berlin 1018. See you next time, goodbye.
Squawk VFR 1018, Delta Papa Oscar, good day. Strausberg info, Diamond Delta Echo Papa Papa Oscar. Delta Papa Oscar, Strausberg. Delta Papa Oscar, we are 13 miles to the north, 2,000 feet inbound for landing.
Delta Papa Oscar, runway news 23 and glider traffic.
Runway 23, be aware of glider traffic, Delta Papa Oscar. Strausberg info, Delta Papa Oscar.
Delta Papa Oscar, contact.
How do you suggest I approach to make sure that I remain clear of glider traffic for runway 23, Papa Oscar?
In the moment there are no airborne gliders.
Thank you, Delta Papa Oscar.
Just about 4 or 5 minutes from landing here in Strausberg, about 2,200 feet. I'm going to cross over at the end of the field and then make a right teardrop to enter left traffic for runway 23. Got to kind of wiggle it in because there are several little villages surrounding the airport that get really angry about noise. So I'm making sure to kind of slip in between them.
Der Papa Romeo hat verstanden, bis zur 2-3 in Betrieb und beachte anfliegenden Verkehr, Ausweg Flug. Strausberg info, Delta Papa Oscar, crossing over midfield 2000 for a right teardrop into left downwind entry for runway 23, and I do see glider traffic on approach for end of runway 23.
Papa Oscar, overflying the airfield is not possible at the moment. In the moment there are no airborne gliders.
Papa Oscar, we're clearing the area to the east.
So there's glider traffic launching and landing at the airport that I'm trying to land at. It's an uncontrolled field. It has just flight information. It has a tower that doesn't give clearances, it just gives information. I'm going to give some extra room here.
Strausberg info, Delta Papa Oscar, 2 miles southeast, making right turn to enter left downwind runway 23.
Delta Papa Oscar.
Cardi. Landing light on.
Delta Papa Oscar, entering left downwind runway 23. We have glider traffic in sight.
Delta Papa Oscar.
Delta Papa Oscar, left base runway 23.
Papa Oscar, wind 180 degrees 10 knots.
Delta Papa Oscar.
Not my best.
Ah,
Delta
my
Papa
worst.
Oscar, your flight plan is closed.
Flight plan closed, Delta Papa Oscar.